You have felt it once, a crowd roaring one word, your own voice joining before you chose to. A concert, a rally, the stadium after the winning goal. And for a moment, you were not quite you. Your careful private judgment, the one you trust the rest of the time, went quiet. Something bigger moved through you, and it felt like the truest thing you had ever done. Alone afterward, you could not fully explain what had taken you over. 100 years ago, one psychiatrist gave that a precise and dangerous name. Last episode, we met the archetypes. Hero, guide, trickster, mother, the patterns Jung said everyone carries. Jung had a word for when a pattern stops being something you use and starts using you. He called it archetypal possession, the darkest, least discussed idea in his whole system. There is a difference, he insisted, relating to the hero and being swallowed by it, unable to set it down. Watch what possession looks like, because it rarely announces itself as anything but confidence. Jung called it inflation, the ego swelling to fill the space where an archetype should only visit. Possessed by the hero, a person stops taking advice because heroes already know the way. Possessed by the wise old man, a person stops asking questions because the guide needs no guiding. The tell is not confidence itself, but the total loss of a self standing outside the role, watching it. Jung said it in one unsettling line, decades before anyone spoke of burnout. Ignore what he meant. An archetype does not fade, it resurfaces as a symptom you cannot name. The Messiah complex is hero and wise old man inflation at once, someone certain they alone can save everyone. Individually, possession looks like arrogance or fragility. At the scale of a crowd, it looks like history. Jung's own student Erich Neumann called this regression to mass psychology, many separate egos trading themselves for one shared archetype. A crowd does not think with 100 minds. For a while it thinks with one, rarely the wisest. A charismatic leader is, functionally, an actor who triggers the wise old man or the hero in thousands at once. Propaganda posters of the 1930s used exactly this toolkit. The strong father, the noble warrior, the nation as a mother worth dying for. A cult leader plays two archetypes at once, the wise old man who alone holds the answer, and the trickster who rewrites the rules once you are inside. Sociologists studying groups like the People's Temple and the Manson family call the result an architecture of devotion, ordinary relationships replaced by one archetypal 1.I. A mob is shadow possession at scale, decent people doing together what none of them would do alone. Fandom and hard nationalism run the same current, gentler. An in-group hero, an out-group shadow, a we loud enough to drown out any single I. So is any of this metaphor, or is there real evidence behind the word collective? Start with the flood. Nearly every ancient culture, separated by oceans nobody had crossed, tells the same story. The world drowned, and some survived. Mesopotamia has Utnapishtim, the Bible has Noah, Hindu myth has Manu, and independent flood stories appear in Mesoamerica, China, and Aboriginal Australian tradition. These cultures never read each other's scripture, and some had no ships, no roads, no possible contact for millennia. The trickster repeats too. Loki in Norse myth, Anansi across West Africa and the Caribbean, Coyote across dozens of Native American traditions, each breaking rules to reveal how fragile they were. The dying and rising hero repeats as well. Osiris, Dionysus, Balder, Quetzalcoatl. Each cut down, each returning in some form. So what does this convergence actually prove? It proves the pattern is real and widespread, but not by itself where the pattern came from. That question, an inherited unconscious or something else, is exactly where honest scholars start arguing. Now the honest part, because this series does not do worship, and this idea needs it most. Jung's own explanation was closer to biology than metaphor. Archetypes inherited the way instincts are, stamped into the species. That biological claim has no accepted mechanism, no archetype gene, no support from modern genetics for inherited memory of this kind. The strongest rival explanation needs no inheritance at all. Shared human cognition, facing the same universal problems, independently invents similar stories. Every culture buries its dead, fears the dark, and needs someone brave enough to face the tiger, so every culture tells a hero story. Philosopher Ray Scott Percival raised the sharper problem. As Jung defined them, archetypes are close to unfalsifiable, flexible enough to fit almost any story. If a myth fits the hero pattern, that confirms the theory. And if it does not, analysis usually explains why it is really the hero in disguise. In several African oral traditions, wisdom is not one wise old man at all. It is distributed across a council of living elders. Jungian analytical psychology itself sits on the margins of academic psychology, respected in clinical and literary circles, largely absent from peer-reviewed journals. What is testable holds up. Dreams and stories cluster around a small set of recurring human themes, and people process meaning through story, not raw data. What is not testable is Jung's biological mechanism, an unconscious, literally inherited like an organ, still an elegant hypothesis, not a demonstrated fact. So how do you catch yourself mid-possession, when, by definition, it never feels like it from inside? Watch for righteous fury, the clean, almost pleasant certainty that you are not just right, but on the side of good itself. That clean feeling is a warning, not a virtue. Ordinary disagreement feels effortful. Possession feels effortless. And that ease is the tell. Watch for hero worship of a leader or influencer that starts to feel less like admiration and more like outsourcing your own judgment. Watch for the thrill of us versus them, a rival team, party, or tribe online, where disagreement starts feeling like a battle for the soul of the world. Each is the same signature. Your ordinary, doubting judgment goes quiet, and something larger and louder takes the microphone. The move Jung actually prescribed is almost embarrassingly simple. Name the archetype out loud. Not I am right, but the hero has me right now, because a role you can name is a role you can set down. Do it before the big vote, the big post, the big speech, before you speak for a crowd instead of just yourself. It will not make the pull vanish, but it restores the one thing possession removes. A self standing just outside the role, watching. Which brings us back to the crowd this episode opened with. The roar. The voice that felt bigger than yours. That moment was not a malfunction. It was an archetype doing exactly what archetypes are built to do, move you. The same current that makes a crowd sing in one voice can also make it burn a village, and it does not warn you which. So archetypes are neither pure myth, safely locked in old books, nor literal biology, proven and filed away. They are something harder to file, patterns powerful enough to move history, dangerous enough to need a name the moment they start moving you. This is the same individuation this series keeps circling. Not freedom from the pattern, but choosing when to wear it. This week, notice your voice joining a crowd's and ask, gently, which part of it is still actually yours. Next time, we reach the piece everything has been building toward, individuation, the lifelong work of becoming whole. The shadow you faced, the persona you learned to hold loosely, the archetypes now named instead of worn unknowingly. All of it was always pointing here. Same map, one last room. That is archetypal possession.